Hi, I hope you're doing well. So today we're going to solve another problem whereby we're given an array of integers and we're told to return indices of two numbers which when added lead to a specific target. So we're also told to assume that each input should have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. So if you're the kind of person who actually prepares for software engineering interviews using LeetCode, I'm certain that you've come across this problem. This is a two-sum problem, which is one of the problems which are set during interviews. So here's an example. Let's say we're given an array which contains numbers, and then we're given a target of 20. So if we look into this array, we can see that when you sum 8 and 12, you get 20. And 8 is at index 1, and 12 is at index 2. So that is what you're supposed to return. So in other words, you're supposed to create a function which would return the indices of the numbers which when added lead to this target here 20. So there are many ways that people can approach this problem. The two common ways, let's look at the brute force solution. So when many people look at this problem, they definitely think about iterating and also checking whether the number and every other number when added lead to the target. So this is the most common solution that people would think about when it comes to this problem. Let's go about it and see how you can do it. Define, let's do sum, and then we have an array, and then we have a target. So like I said, it's always good to just think about base cases. So in this case, we can say that what if the array is empty? And what if the array does not contain any numbers? So the simplest way you can check for that is by doing this. And then if it's empty, just go ahead and return none. Otherwise, we go ahead and loop through the entire array. We also go ahead and iterate and get every other number in the array. So this is what you do. So what we would do here is we would check whether if you sum these numbers, you would get the target. Sorry. So if you get the target, what we do is we return the indices. That is the brute force solution. And as you can see, the runtime complexity here is O(n) squared. So let's go ahead and check if our code actually works. So we can have an array, for example, let me create a random array, 1, 5, 7, 9, 3, 3, and let's say 10. And then let's have a target of, let's say 5 plus 9, that is 14. So we want to check and see whether our code actually works. When we run our code, we get index 1 and index 3. And if you come here, you can see that 5 is at index 1 and 9 is at index 3. And when you add 5 and 9, you get 14. So clearly our code works fine. However, there is one problem with this solution here. So let's say we are presented with a very large array which has multiple numbers. We would actually have to loop through the array for a multiple number of times, and this would result to the runtime being slow. That is why this is actually not a very efficient solution when it comes to approaching this problem, especially if you're asked this question in an interviewing setting. This would not be the best solution that you can actually go for. So the best solution here would be using a hash table, which you're going to do next. In this solution, we're going to create a dictionary or a hash table, and we're going to check and see if the sum complement is actually in the dictionary. If it's in the dictionary, we return the index of the number and also return the index of the dictionary lookup. If not, what we do is that we store it in the dictionary as a number index pair. So let's go ahead and solve it. the target. And then go ahead and check and see if our array is not empty. So otherwise, we go ahead and create our dictionary. So, and then we are supposed to iterate through the entire array. Here I'm gonna create a variable called complement. So let's say complement is target minus n. So this here is the sum complement I was talking about. If the complement is in the dictionary that we have, the hash map, we go ahead and return the index, of the dictionary lookup, and also return the number. Otherwise, what we do is that we go ahead and store the number in the dictionary. Okay, so, and that's it. So let's go ahead and check if our code actually works. I can create a random array as well. Let's have 11, let's have 13, 23, let's have 50, 56 for example. And then let's have a target of, let's have 8 plus 23, 31. So we're supposed to check and see if our code here actually works. So let me comment this out and see if the hash table solution actually works or not. So it brings us index 3 and index 5. So let's check and see. So index 3 is 8 and index 5 is 23. So 23 plus 8 brings us 31. So that means our code actually works fine. So let's go ahead and check and see what if we have an empty array. So what is our code gonna do? So yeah, let's go ahead and check that. It brings none. Why? Because our array is actually empty. The runtime here is ON, which is actually way better than the solution up here. So this is the best way to approach this problem in case you're asked this problem in an interview setting. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you on the next problem. So thank you.